All right. So usually the most common people that people call me for are not for the nice people, are not for the faithful ones. It's usually for the cold ones. The cold ones are not a beer, but they are the people that tend to create such a reaction in others that they're willing to pay me money to get them back. Right? So they must be doing something correctly. And obviously we must be all doing something wrong because they seem like to be the most difficult people to attract into our lives. Well, you gotta understand, coldness a lot of the times, let me just get this out the way. Coldness a lot of times means they don't like you. Okay? It's not that they're cold, it's not that they're hurt, it's not that they're traumatized. They also smile. It's the fact that they don't like you and they're not being honest with you. Okay? Now, let's talk about reasons that why they do like you, but there's something that you could do about it actually. Right? The first scenario is usually most people. They don't like you, leave them alone. All right? They might file a restraining order. And the 10% or even 20% chance that they actually like you, which is what I've noticed, it's somewhat the number. I don't know, to be honest with you, but it's a low number. Usually it's like four reasons why they're cold towards you, and understanding these reasons can allow you to reverse it. The first one is that coldness is a defense mechanism, right? They don't want to. They've been hurt so much that they don't want to show vulnerability, to invite more attacks. Okay, and a lot of the times when you're hurt as a child, in the environment you live in, you can't escape. You go inward. You become really cold. So you're at dinner with your parents, and because you're fucking sick of them, you don't even want to talk to them. They give you they ask you a question, and your response is a cold, short response. That becomes a normal way of talking, and you sort of get used to that as you get older. Oh fuck. Sorry about this. My notes. The next one is that it's that they saw it from their parents, right? Their parents were also cold. Their parents never showed them affection. And this one is actually one of the best ones because it means that they, you could give them an example of how to not be a cold terminator, and they could potentially get out of that. But again, it's you gotta hope that really it's trauma, because if it's trauma, honestly, with trauma, a lot of the times it's just waiting for people to get comfortable with you. That's really they just have a longer period of time that they get used to you. The next one is that they need a challenge, and that's because most likely they might be attractive. Most likely they have a lot of options, and so sometimes when you have so much success with dating and with relationships, and you begin to have an unrealistic expectation, and you get bored really easily. And this happens a lot with very attractive people. The next one is that they're stuck in the past. Somebody in the past hurt them, and they're still not over them, and they get jaded, and they think everyone's gonna hurt them, so they go inward as a defense mechanism. So I gotta do voice things. They get bored easily. It can be, but also it can sometimes be a character flaw also, because sometimes people who get bored easily, you could see them. They're people who are ADHD, to be honest with you. They tend to do a lot of high risk activities. They tend to move around a lot. They're not in one space. They're very fun people, right? But if you get to know them, they go from fun, and because you're trying to get to know them intimately, they close up, right? They're only fun at a certain level of intimacy, right? This happens with women. Women, that's what I've noticed. Um, and this can make them really successful, right? Like they take risk, really successful. In fact, most of the successful people have this quality. Think about Miranda Priestley; she's cold, right? And then you could think about almost any CEO that's really rich and powerful. They also have a hint of coldness. How do you know that you could just see it with their kids? They become drug addicts. Their kids. Usually, when you become a drug addict because of your upbringing, it was most likely your parents neglected you. They gave you away to your babysitters, and so you never really developed that intimacy with your parents, and so you close off, and also you get resentful. So that happens, right? Um, so fuck. Okay, so also because they have everything, they also take things for granted, so they get bored easily. You get what I'm saying? Like you might be an amazing person, but one of their default modes is to take things for granted. Like people like that, you got to realize they're a victim of their environment. If that's the case, And a lot of times you might see this because they might have addictions too. Um, they might be used to success, like I said. So good things don't affect them. So that's why you shouldn't internalize it. Cold people, a lot of times, should be left out in the cold, frozen, like a popsicle, motherfucker. Like you gotta leave them out in the cold because trying to warm them up, it's better off to go to the fucking to go to Africa and find something warm already. So how do you reverse this dynamic? Okay, um, how do you reverse it? Oh, la 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 la. And don't forget, people, if you guys want to work with Father Alex one on one, go to mindfulattraction.org, right? And there you'll be able to book a one on one phone call and check us out on Patreon. And on Patreon, there you guys will be able to have access to my other library, my exclusive library. And there it's videos that we don't post here, like how to blackmail. We even have the Robert Greene Book Club, and there you can ask me questions, and I make videos about it, which is $5 a month. Click in the description down below and join the Patreon, or else I'm closing the channel tomorrow. So the next thing, so in order to reverse it, if it's not because they just don't like you, the first one is recognize it. Got to be able to recognize it. You got to be able to recognize cold people. You know, it's very hard because a lot of the times cold people come across as charismatic. Cold people are not cold because they have a Terminator look. Cold people are inconsistent. Cold people are the ones that make it hard for you to get to know them. That's what I mean by cold. So you got to be able to recognize those people. How do you know that? Well, it's difficult from the beginning. It's hard to get to know them. It's hard to go on a date. It's hard to read their face. You don't know whether or not they like you. These, when they come across as mysterious, when they frustrate you, when it feels very difficult just to hold them in one spot, they might be the type that's cold, right? Um, 1 second, people. Uh, they might be the type that's cold. And also they're the type of person that you meet, you had a great interaction, and then it's almost like nothing happened. It's almost like they're distant. They take a long time to respond. And in other words, the way they are in person is not the way they are when you're not around. They're more distant when you text them. Once you recognize them, you have to realize that with these people, you have to expect things not to work out and be realistic, because the frustration that they stir in you gives you hope, because sometimes they react to your frustration, to your reaction to them. They actually react with positivity, and that creates hope. And that hope creates the downfall that makes these types of people so sticky, because they give you hope with their actions, but they make you lose hope with their inaction. So remember, what wakes them up is loss. That's what wakes them up. They're great ungrateful people. So you gotta always keep them at a distance. This is why it's best to always go slower than the other person. That's gonna prevent you, because even with people that are warmer, right? You know these people are warm because they're making it obvious. You could tell they like you, right? And so you go on up when you act distant, or when you go slower than them, you can easily recognize the ones that like you. And the ones that don't like you, you could easily recognize it. For example, I went out with this girl, right? Beautiful girl. And it was a few years ago. Long story short, in person, man, I felt like she was really into me, man. But you know what? She was telling me on the date that she's a DJ, and that she has a tough time, you know, not committing, but like, you know, she's distant. She has an emotional distance. But I was starting to catch red flags because she's a DJ, she goes out at night, she has a very big social life. So I'm like, I don't know how this would work. She parties a lot. No, there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying that I know these people tend to go more for the fun life, if you know what I mean. But I was like, you know, maybe she's cool with going out with me. You know, after that, she was like, all right, let's hang out. We'd never hang out. And she would say, hey, let's hang out soon, but never actually make it. And before that would hurt me, but because at this moment I had a context, I was like, she's a DJ. She likes the dopamine. She likes the fun. She does drugs every now and then. She's still single. She's hot as fuck. How the fuck is that possible? A lot of tattoos. I'm sorry. I'm judging. Like, I don't give a fuck. And I made the right judgment, because I'm like, she's gonna be cold. She's in front of me. She's really charismatic, and that's how things are, right? Like, naturally, these people are very excited, get very excited about things. They when good things happen, they get a lot of dose of dopamine. But then when it's away, They don't look for more of that. They go for other things. Like and that's what makes them great artists. That's what makes them. She was an amazing DJ. She was really successful. But that novelty, not just for not for sex, but like not getting to know as many people as possible and getting as many options as possible. Um, you can sort of predict that by looking at their choices. Do they have addictions? What kind of job do they have? Is it the type of job that requires a lot of energy? Right? Is it the type of job that's at night? Is it the type of job that she meets a lot of people? Like these type of things will create coldness because they have other options. You can't win with people like that. You can't win. When I saw that, I was like, oh, okay, this bitch. I know she's acting really nice now, but she's gonna get cold. And yeah, like I remember one time try to have her on because she's a psychiatrist, not psychiatrist, psychologist. I tried to have her on, but she would take too long to respond, and that pissed me off. I was like, bitch, man, I'm trying to find someone, and I sent her a message. I was like, forget it. Then I'm like, wait, like that triggered you. And then I sent her a message. I was like, hey man, I didn't mean that. I meant forget it because, like I meant forget it because I already found someone. But the truth is that it annoyed me how she wouldn't respond, right? But it was so that I could have her on the channel. I was gonna pay her for that, but she wouldn't respond. And that's the thing with these people is that the coldness is in the contradiction, where they're friendly, but once you get off the phone, you don't know if they're gonna respond the next day or not. Leave them alone. Don't even try. Find somebody else. I don't even say this as a negative. These people struggle with they find intimacy awkward. That's the thing. Like, don't take offense to that. They do this with everyone. Right? Now, next one is don't take it personal. They do this with everyone. Yeah, exactly, right? The next one is find out what hurts them. If I was really trying to find out how to get this girl hooked, I will find out what did your ex do that hurt you? What did your parents do? Because the reason why you're cold, the reason why you keep people at a distance is because you don't want to get hurt. That's your defense mechanism. She will open up, or anyone will open up emotionally when you find out what hurt them and you give it to them. Because the problem is that what if they like me? No, they're not gonna like you. They're only gonna like people that are not gonna. They're only gonna like people that will keep them at a distance. Meaning, they're only gonna like people who don't like them that much. Neurologically, if you genuinely like them, a lot of these people get turned off, and they can't help it. Like honestly, if you ask them, they must fucking hate that shit. It's not their fault. Well, it is their fault, but it's not. It's an incapability. That's why they look so elusive. That's why they're so attractive. It's the it's the version of the gay guy where women like him because he's gay, but there's nothing you could do about it because he's gay. Right? Like you can't do nothing about it. It's kind of like that. These cold people are our gay version, where we can't change them. You could have something with them, but only at a distance. Only at a distance. Only at a distance, man. And the irony is that, this is the irony. Understanding this from the start gives you the best chance. Because they only need to see a glimmer of needy creepiness from you for them to pull away. They go for those who don't want them back. They go for those who don't treat them the way they deserve to be treated. That's the only thing that activates it. And what do I mean by activate? What's the trauma? It's the pain. You only go numb and cold because of pain. That's the only reason why. What? There's other reasons, right? But primarily, that's the only reason why, right? And so you got to be willing to inflict that pain. You got to be willing to hurt them if you want to get them to be more emotional. Because it's almost like that cold dad who works manly job and he doesn't cry, but only cries because his dog died, right? They're like, oh, look at Bob, the fucking farmer. He finally became emotional. Well, because what triggers them is deep, intense emotional experiences, pain. Find out the pain, and you have access to their heart. It's a sociopathic way of seduction, right? Now, other than that, is spending time with them. Over the years, these people get used to other people, right? That's a good thing. They get used to people, and that requires time. Time allows them to feel comfortable around you, to let down their guard, and to be themselves around you. Only time. Like there's no other way. There's no quick fix to this. And you gotta hope. That's why I say, if you want to make somebody cold, it's not about flirting with them. It's about seeing them consistently for a long period of time. And the best way is to do activities. And it's not and these activities should not be done as a way to get to know each other romantically. They should be done accidentally. Like maybe you guys are part of the hiking group, right? Maybe you guys are part of the basketball group, right? Whatever the fuck it is. Have something in between so that they can know you without the pressure of getting to know you. And over time, people develop feelings for you. And that actually happens. That's actually a real way to do that. They just like you accidentally. And they wake up one day and they're like, oh shit, I like that person. That's how you do it. Anyways, man, let me know what you guys think about this. And I'll see you guys next time, man. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org. Are you needy and creepy? Do you have a tough time coming across confident when you like the person? A lot of the times you just don't know what to do. You have habits and patterns that whenever somebody triggers you, you completely forget what to do the right thing. Well, guess what? I have a course for that. And it's called The Psychological Game of Attraction, Natural Chemistry, and The Feminine Woman. What I call the fundamentals. All of those courses are meant to eradicate and exercise the needy, creepy parts in you through action. Meaning, you do what the videos say, and without a shadow of a doubt, you actually get the results. You'll notice that men call you back more. Men will want more relationships with you. They're gonna be the ones that are needy and creepy. They're gonna be the ones that want something. They're gonna be the ones that are the aggressors in trying to get a relationship out of you. But the problem is that a lot of people just watch one or two videos and completely forget that there's actually a system. Don't just watch one or two videos. Get the system either by purchasing all of them and get a discount, or purchase them individually. Because a lot of the times just watching one video in isolation, you actually miss the big picture. You have to understand why it works. You have to understand what to do next. And a lot of times my videos just can't address that. A lot of people, you see by the testimonies right here, a lot of people have done what those videos say and they've gotten results. Like the other day, I was in Mexico and they were like, hey, Alexis. And I'm like, hey, oh my God, your videos are so great. And I'm like, and she was like, look at my kid. I'm like, what you talk about your kid? That's not my kid. She's like, no, no, no. Because of him, because of your videos, he's here. And I'm like, okay, all right, that's a thing. But I get that a lot. And ironically, that woman watches all of my videos, right? So purchase those courses, man. And if you don't like it, you actually could get a 30-day money-back guarantee, right? Purchase them individually or get a discount and purchase them all by clicking on the description down below. You have the option of purchasing the one with the bonuses that obviously it's more material, where it's like I give you guys meditations. There's also other courses on how to make friends, how to master anything, or you could purchase it without the bundle, which is much more affordable. All right. And with that, you guys are able to support my channel, which will allow me to make more videos. Okay. Anyways, see you guys inside and thank you.